Good evening, everyone. Endo Star Saber here. Tonight I'm going to do a quick video. I got a couple of roster reviews forthcoming. I'll try to get to those in a little bit here, but I wanted to kind of give everyone an idea of how to use these roster reviews to benefit you the most. The idea here is I came in here in part to take a look at everyone, try to see who was working really hard for this guild, and see if I could help them reach new heights, help them come better. I don't expect most people are going to come in and automatically have a nearly 5 million roster with all these gold characters. That took some time, that took some effort, that took some other resources as well. I won't uh, look past it, but I want you to understand these are tools for you to help you get achieve the next level, your next milestone. If you have certain goals in mind, please let me know what they are so I can kind of look into that a little deeper as I do these roster reviews. Um, I want to try to make these benefit you as much as I can, and I've got a lot of experience doing it, so I can kind of identify some things that will help you out. But if you're looking for very specific things, please let me know. Another thing I want to put a plug in now, currently looking at the territory war defense setup. There are some gaps right now, and a lot of people here, I believe, yes, quite a lot of people still have zero scores who have signed up. I want to put on behalf of the officers of this guild a plug. Please go ahead and fill some of those defensive spots, and try to fill them up here. Try to spread it out so a few people don't do all the work. Because I'll tell you what, when it's just a few people doing the work, even when they're people my sized, it's usually a lost territory war. So I want to put my plug in. Please do your best. Put in some good defensive teams. If you're not sure what some are, look at mine. See if there's any that you can field or anything like it, or take some of the suggestions from the officer commands. Do everything there. So that's my quick little plug there. I'm moving on to the roster reviews. So first of all, expectation management. I'm going to try to do as many of these things and as quickly as possible by request. But I want people to understand here, these videos themselves can be 20 to 30 minutes in length at times. And obviously I've got real life. I've got a job that gets me at work at 6 and gets me home about 4 in the afternoon. So, and then I have a payout coming in not too much later. Fortunately, right now, as you can see, I've achieved my goal of number 1 spot in my squad arena, and I have a comfortable shot at getting to 1 after the the hour turns, and Pitfall, who's due next, has a chance to get his payout. So I don't feel like I'm under any pressure to advance in either of the arenas right now, because I'll still get my spot. I don't expect to lose the number 1 because my shard's very considerate to me in my payout time. Um, and so understand, when I'm doing these roster reviews, I either try to fit them in before the payout, or which usually gives me about a 2-hour window, maybe 1, or afterwards, to try to avoid being too distracted by other things, and partially just to keep the kids away, because unfortunately 2 young boys, they tend to make a lot of noise, and just keeping them from barging into the room and making all sorts of ruckus is a challenge in itself. So I just want people to be aware of that. But after that disclaimer, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying I don't ask for these videos. I love doing these videos. I love helping people out where I can and helping you succeed. But I just want to manage your expectations. If you don't see a video from me right away, it's probably nothing to do with you personally. It just, there's a lot of constraints on my time that might not make it possible right away. So I just want everyone to understand that. Okay, now on to the video itself here. About these roster reviews, what they're here to do is they're helping to do several things. And that's survive in various aspects of the game, many of which are available to us right now. There's the events, of course, which right now the Smuggler's Run is not a very challenging one, but you'll see some others, and you'll see some various videos through the channel that address some of those. There's Grand Arena, and we'll try to address some of those as they come along, and how to approach various things. I'll try to get into those. I haven't done very many of those yet. There's the territory wars. We want you to be successful there and help the guild succeed, get those extra Zetas, and build your rosters that much quicker. There's the squad arena and the ship arena. I like to very much focus on these things because if you don't have a very big roster, you probably don't have a lot of different teams built up. Really just focusing on the one that's going to get you to 500 crystals like I'm going to get here tonight, or when I take the number one spot in Ship Arena, pardon me there, that's another 400 crystals, I believe, as well as nearly another Zeta. A lot of resources to be gained there. You can build your roster much more quickly just by doing some of those things. So that's how I'm going to help you out there. I'm going to help you build up your rosters, take a look at your mods, trying to see if, for instance, I'll just criticize my own Jedi Revan here, for instance. I'm looking at his mods. His speed's about 303. That means he's got about a plus 143 in to his thing. A lot of people have high 150s, 160 plus in speed and mods. That's something I'd like to do better at. So every day when I go in, I like to look at the mod shop, see where my resources sit, which right now aren't too impressive. I think I have like 1 million credits. But I always take a look at the shard shop, trying to see if there are ways to improve it. That wouldn't help me much because I still have a 32 speed mod on my character, but being that it's a speed arrow might be helpful. If I had the credits available, I'd probably invest in that right now. But I'm looking for things that have plus speed on their secondary stats, trying to improve them along the way, and you always want to focus on the 5-dot mods, because 4 dots, they're really not going to get you too much. Sometimes they'll have higher speed in the lower levels, but they'll never get you, you'll never get a 6-dot version of it, so you just skip over those. So those are some types of things you can do, where you need to focus your gearing. Like, for instance, in the future, I want to have a good Galactic Republic team and a good Separatist team. So looking at my Separatists here, pretty good Grievous, need a Zeta. Have some work to do on the other droids, but I know in the future that Separatist is going to become more and more relevant. So that's an area I want to try to focus in as well. So I'm putting in some effort there. These are some examples of ways I'm improving my roster at my current level, trying to get there. And look at it the same way. When I do the roster reviews for you, I'm going to try to give you simple goals to take you from where you are to, at least in a step-by-step milestoned approach, to where you want to be. So that's my goal for each of you. That's why I'm doing these videos in a nutshell. I love to address questions as they come along. I like to help people work with certain things, work with people, try to make them better, because when I make you better, it makes this guild better. And when it makes this guild better, it also makes the collective Dark Phoenix Squadron and Dark Phoenix Rising, which is our guild family, better. And it's in addition to many of the officers, like most Tegus and Yoda and Revan, who've put this together, we've put a lot of effort into building this family together. So that is, we get rewarded by these efforts that you're putting in on your part. So we thank you for what you do provide, what you do for us. We just want you to continue to grow and excel, and let me know how I can help you do that. I'll get to these roster reviews as soon as I can. I just wanted to give you a brief overview, and I want to encourage you as well to, even though they're not necessarily your own roster reviews, check out some of the other roster review videos while you're at it. I suffer the downfall of being human, and sometimes I don't think to mention in your roster review video everything that can help you succeed. And sometime I might throw in a little nugget on someone else's video, not because I hate you, but for nothing to do with that personally. But I want to make sure that you get all the information that you can benefit you. So take the time. I do put a lot of time and thought into these videos. I only ask in return, if you can, please spend a little time yourself and try to benefit as much as you can from them. That is all the thanks I need. When you grow hearing that some of the people in Dark Phoenix Rising are succeeding much more admirably, that's a great reward for me. It's very rewarding. I love to see that. I want to see more of it. So I want to encourage you to ask for these roster reviews. It's not here to criticize how much you suck. I very much avoid even approaching that because not everyone starts from somewhere. When I started, let me tell you how badly I sucked. I dropped $100 on the regular mass Kylo Ren. This was about a year before he became useful. There was a while there where he was more useless than Coruscant and Underworld Police when this game was first released, right before The Force Awakens came out. And I went through $100 on him. I did some stupid things along the way. It's inevitable. You probably will as well. That's okay. We learn, we grow better. I'm here to help you. I have a lot of experience. I want to share it with you. Please give me the opportunity to share it with you, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. We'll see you next video. This is Ando Star Saber, out.